Hello and welcome to another episode of the GCSE Maths Question of the Week with me, Mr. Barton, where every week I try my very best to treat you to a delightful question that has been written exclusively for the Diagnostic Questions website to help prepare you as best as possible for your GCSE Maths exam. And I've got an absolute classic for you this week that looks deceptively simple, and it's been written by OCR. But when I look at the results to this question on Diagnostic Questions, I know it can't be that simple because people around the country are getting it wrong left, right and centre. So let's have a look at this question. We get some numbers, 8, 9, mystery number, 10, 5 and 4. And here we go. The median of this data is 7. What number should replace the star? So it's pretty obvious what topic we're talking. We're talking averages here. And whenever I say to students, are you good at your averages? They go, yeah, of course I'm good at my averages. I know them all, blah, blah, blah. Median, you do this, you do this. But as soon as there's a little twist on averages, then marks come a-tumbling. And I think this is what's happened here. So let's see if we can get to the bottom of this. Now, my way of approaching a lot of these questions in this question of the week is to draw a diagram, even though I'm useless at diagrams. And I'm going to try the same here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some blank cards. So we've got 6 numbers. So let me get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a 6. Okay, there's me 6 numbers. Now what I'm going to try and do is take a guess at which numbers are which card, and I'm going to put them in order from kind of smallest to biggest. Okay, now the problem is I don't know what that star is, so I might have to move a few things around at different points, but I can certainly take a guess. So let's assume 4 is going to be my smallest number and 10 is going to be my biggest. As I say, I might need to be prepared to move things because that star could be 150 for all I know, or -7 or whatever. Let's put 5 in there and let's put 9 in there. Now, let's just pause here. What do I know? Well, I know that my median is equal to 7. It's told me that in the question. I also know how to work out the median from this set of numbers, right? Because I've got 6 numbers and my median is going to be the number in the middle. Now, a lot of my students like to kind of cover up these numbers from the outside until they get to the centre one. So if you prefer that method, so you imagine you're crossing off the 4 and the 10 at the same time, you're crossing off the 5 and the 9 at the same time, then all of a sudden you end up with 2 numbers and your median is the one slap bang in the centre of these 2 numbers. So I know 7 needs to lie at the midpoint between these 2 numbers. Okay, now that tells me something straight away. It tells me where my 8 has got to go. Can you see how there's no way 8 could go there? If 8 went there, there's no way 7 is going to be in the middle if these numbers are in order. So 8 has to go there. Now that's good news because that means all I'm left with trying to figure out is what's this mystery number. So that's got to be where my star number goes. So I need a number that's 7 is slap bang in the middle of 8 and my mystery number. What's that got to be? Well, there's a couple of ways of thinking about it. Some of you will be able to see this, obviously. But if you want the kind of long way around, it's the mystery number plus 8 divided by 2. It's your kind of average of the mean, I should say, of the mystery number and 8. Okay? And that I know that my answer to that has got to equal 7. So if I was to treat that as a formula, then it'd be my mystery number plus 8 is going to be equal to 14. So that when I halve it, I get 7. So my mystery number, the only thing it's got to be is 6. But I think we know that, right? Because halfway between 6 and 8 is 7. So that's telling me that my mystery number has got to be the number 6. So A has got to be the right answer. But you know what I'm going to say now, right? You've watched too many of these videos to know this. We're only having half the fun here unless we analyse where some of these wrong answers have come from. So why might somebody say 7 for the answer? Well, I reckon they'll say 7 if they just read this and think, oh, the median of the data is 7. So let's say that's 7. 7's kind of in the middle there. So I'm just going to go for 7 as my answer there. But you've got to put the numbers in order first. And the median 7, that doesn't necessarily mean one of the numbers has to be 7. Okay, so watch out for that one. 4's an interesting one. 4's probably my favourite. Can you see where 4 comes from? Well, if that number there's 4 and you work out the mean of those 2 numbers or the midpoint of those 2 numbers, you get 7. So it's a really nice effort, but what have they forgotten? They've forgotten to put the flipping numbers in order. And that's the golden rule of median. Put your numbers in order first. Dear me. And finally, no median. No median's an interesting one. Maybe they've chosen that because they don't know how to find the median when you've got an even number of cards, like this technique of finding the number in the middle of the middle two. Or maybe they're muddling up median with mode or something like that because there's no single mode to this data. I don't know, something like that. But the bottom line is when you get these weird average questions, try and draw a diagram and try and just think carefully about all the information because you'll always have enough information to solve the problem. Okay, now it's at this stage where I normally like to make up an extra wrong answer or challenge you to, but I think most of the good ones have gone here, so instead I'm going to set you a little challenge. Okay, it's flipping hard, this one. So here it is. Imagine you have to start with those same 6 numbers and you don't know what this mystery number is, so it's not necessarily 6 anymore, so this mystery number could be anything. So instead let me rub out this. So you're stuck with these numbers. My question to you is, what's the biggest value you can make the median? And what's the smallest value you can make the median by choosing different numbers for this? Now that your choice can be anything you want, as big as you want or as negative you want. How big can you make the median? How small can you make the median? If you can solve that, it really helps you think a bit more deeply about these averages. And I'll return with a fresh question of the week next week. Bye for now.